The Cubs remain team most interested in Justin Verlander, but his contract is stumbling block. Tigers could find more takers this winter.
Oh, come on.
Oh, God. Can we just keep talking about Julio, please? Woo! So a couple of things. A, if you wondered, it's this organization, for whatever reason, they are as concerned with money as anybody. Fine. We've gone through all the permutations, the reasons why, ownership, etc. But if you want to get a Verlander deal done, you're going to have to spend some to save some. Okay, so contract is a stumbling block. Is translation. Tigers are too cheap to pay the amount of money necessary to facilitate a real deal. I.e., here's $30 million. We'll save 40. Okay, that's how business gets done. 2, Tigers could find more takers this winter. Okay, that I disagree with. Verlander has pitched really well right now in the second half. He's had one bad start. The last couple times, he has been electric. Let me give you my spin on what's going to happen here. If the Tigers are dumb enough to believe that they can have a better market for Verlander this winter, fine. He turns 35, I believe, in February. Verlander is going to go on the offensive here. It's July 26th. Verlander, if he hasn't already, is going to start turning the screws. Get me out of here. I've done everything he asked me to do. I haven't complained. I haven't rocked the boat. I haven't been negative. I haven't leaked anything through my agent or otherwise, and I've pitched my ass off. I've tried the best I can. Get me out of here. And if he goes on the offensive, I don't know where Nightingale's getting it. Either the last part of that tweet is an opinion or someone in the Tiger organization told him. But if they think they have a better market in the offseason, I disagree. You've got multiple teams who need a frontline starter. The Yu Darvish stuff, he's there. He's a free agent. It's a rental. Texas wants to re-sign him. You don't know if he's going anywhere. Sonny Gray is going to cost a ton because he's cheap and he's controllable. Verlander is right there for the taking. Now, I happen to be a believer that he goes to a contender, he will lead them to a World Series. I think this dude will re-engage. You saw him the last two games, and you saw him the other night. He was locked in. I think he would embrace the spotlight. I think it would just bring the best out in him, especially if he went to the NL. If Justin Verlander is not dealt at the deadline, as a Tiger fan, your reaction is blank. 248-539-9797. Now, if you ever wondered whether there's an edict, maybe you question some of the reports. Is there an edict from ownership? I think it's pretty clear there is. And I think it's pretty clear that Al Avila is not going to be able to do a whole lot. Because I don't think he's very good on his own. But this financial obsession that they have, and again, if Chris is trying to cut payroll, that's one thing. But there's a right way and a wrong way. You want to get Justin Verlander out of here, that's fine. Then you have to facilitate the deal. Take back $30 million in short-term contract or hand over $30 million in cash. That's how business gets done. You spend a little to save a lot. You're not going to get to save all of it. So for a franchise that's so obsessed with money, do you know what you're going to cost yourself? You're going to cost yourself all of Verlander. Now, I know what the pie-in-the-sky crowd will say. Well, the winter meetings will come around and they'll find a way better deal. I disagree. And if I'm Verlander, I'll tell you what, I'd be turning the screws on this franchise. I would demand they get me out of here. And you know what? You could say what you want. They've paid him a lot of money. They don't owe him anything. Okay, they owe him. I think Verlander deserves to pitch for a winner and go out a winner. I know he didn't live up in the World Series, but he's been a damn good postseason pitcher. He's been one of the best pitchers you've had. And primarily, did it the right way. Not a ton of problems off the field. Not a ton of issues, right? If I'm Verlander on July 26th, Nah, you're not waiting until winter meetings to deal me. You're going to deal me right now. I'm out of here. 248-539-9797. I want and look, lines are wide open. I want your reaction to this Nightingale report. Cubs remain team most interested in Verlander. His contract is stumbling block, i.e. Tigers won't put in the money. Tigers could find more takers this winter. What do you do with that?
Well, and some people are already texting in saying they'd have no problem if the Tigers wait to the offseason. It's kind of what Jamie said the other day in that article. We talked about how there's a belief by some people that if they wait for some reason, they're going to get these better deals in the offseason. I don't know. I think he definitely has to be dealt by this trade deadline. I think it's time to move on, and I would hope that Tigers fans would feel the same way. But I don't know, because some people seem to think that the offseason is the better way to go here. I think he's got to be dealt now.
And there should be a market. You know, again, the Cubs are not in a position to acquire Sonny Gray. They don't have the prospects anymore. You know, the Yankees may stare down the barrel of a gun here with the A's and not pull the trigger. Sonny Gray is going to cost a lot. And I think what the Rangers are doing is smart. They're putting out that Yu Darvish is available for the, quote, right deal. They're going to charge an arm and a leg for a rental and a player that they're probably going to re-sign. You have an opportunity to be the pitcher that's dealt. Now, I'm not doing some comparison about which pitcher is better than the other. We're talking about situationally. But this is what we started the show with. You know, the Joel Sherman report out of the New York Post that potentially the Tigers had offered Michael Fulmer, but only if a team would take the contract of Zimmerman or Upton. You mean to tell me they were willing to take their best asset and do a shameless money dump? No, that doesn't come from a general manager. That comes from ownership that is shamelessly trying to strip this thing down. That's wrong.
It's getting to a point where it just seems obsessive too, Mike. It seems like they have this huge obsession with solely, like you said, kind of marching orders. We must cut payroll at all costs. It's becoming just like this obsession they have about every single deal has to involve saving some money. We have to save some pennies.
But you can do that.
Come on, guys.
You can do that if you play the game the right way. Yeah, if you think you're going to save all $70 million of Verlander, you're wrong. And those types of deals are wrong.
Well, they only want to pay $12 million of it, which is just beyond me.
It's stupid.
It's not how it works.
Now, if you go to 30, you got a shot, and you save 40, right? So what the hell are we talking about? Same deal. I got a guy like Kinsler. He makes 12. All right, here, I'll offset half of it. We'll save 6. You don't get to just dump the contracts. I don't care what your intentions with the team are. It's not how business works. And second of all, it's dishonest to the fan base. It's dishonest to the process. Look, we all knew when Mr. I died, the payroll was going down, way down. We also knew that this team probably would end up getting sold at some point. I think we all knew that. That's not some secret. Now, whether that's happening now or not, I don't know. I don't care. The point is, if you want to cut payroll, get prospects, get the payroll down, do it the right way. You're not going to do that by being in the paper, in the Free Press, or in the New York Post saying, here's Michael Fulmer, just take Zimmerman's deal off our books. That's Miami Marlins type stuff. And that's wrong. That's not right. I've been the leader in the clubhouse here about lowering this payroll and rebuilding. But you must get assets. Now, if the Cubs were the only team interested and they took the whole deal, would I look at the Verlander thing through a different lens? Sure. Here's the problem. We still don't know what they're going to get for Wilson. We still don't know what they're going to get for Avila. I don't know what's going to happen. And no, I don't believe the Cubs are the only team that's interested in Verlander. I just think the Tigers' approach to this has hindered the Verlander market. If you go out and say, look, we want to trade Verlander, we'll do an offset, 40% of the contract. You're still saving 60%. So if you're so obsessed with money, what are you doing? You trade Verlander right now. Take 40 cents on the dollar. You get good prospects. You deal them. You make him happy. You make the fan base happy. Everybody wins. Somebody out there in Tigerland explain to me, for a franchise that reportedly is so obsessed with dumping payroll, how they won't play the game right to dump payroll. We must reduce payroll, but we won't do the things necessary to reduce payroll. Explain how it works to me. I mean, it doesn't make a damn bit of sense. I got to read the free press. This Verlander deal. Well, they'd love to trade him, but, they want a ton of prospects and they want someone to eat the deal. Huh? And Sully would like to have Charlotte McKinney sit on his lap the rest of the afternoon. What are we talking about? You want to dump payroll? Cool. Here's how it's done. I'll tell you, but between new ownership and Avila, I got zero confidence this thing is going anywhere but bouncing off the basement floor. I'm really starting to get concerned, and I said it to you yesterday. I said it with the Buster Only tweet. This idea that they're going to attach dead weight to something like Wilson or Avila and mitigate the return, all in the name of dollars, that's Marlin stuff. You don't do that. That's a bad job. That's disrespectful to fans. I think it's disrespectful to your family's legacy if you do it. That's wrong. I don't care what you got going on. Do it right. You probably end up saving 50, 60 cents on the dollar. That's how payroll's dumped. And you get prospects. And you at least have some idea of how baseball works.